Thank you so much.
Hi, Priya.
Hi. Hey Ganesh. Good evening. Super glad to see
Very
you
good evening.
here. So, did you have your
Thank you so
dinner?
much.
Yes.
No, not yet. So,
Okay. So, what's your usual dinner time?
usually I have it by now, but I thought I will finish off our interview and then go have it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Now, all those people were joining, expecting more people around 9 o'clock. But thank you so much, my friends. This is super awesome. I just want to say this Live Limitless with Priya is a real initiative, a very genuine attempt to interview incredible people. And this person who I have today as a special guest, I'm super impressed. I should say he's been my inspiration, not just for me, for thousands of people who want to get inside entrepreneurship, who want to do trainings, who wanted to, like write a book, wanted to choose a niche, wanted to be bold and take certain decisions in life. I think, Ganesh, you've been a super awesome person, and I'm always glad that I've known you in my life. When I did this Live Limitless, first guest I brought Vikram Dugal, and I was like really waiting to bring you inside the show and have an interaction with you
Thank you,
because
thank you.
there are so many questions I have really lined up. Let me show you the list of questions that I have for you. And few of them are also people have sent me. So it's going to be, the size is going to be really huge. I hope you can see
Wow,
that.
wow.
So I hope. So yes, I haven't sent you this. It's going to be complete candid conversation.
Yeah,
And we want to celebrate you tonight for all the good work that you've been doing and for all the
yeah,
inspirations that you've been giving. So let's
yeah.
get started. It's sharp 9, and let me throw the first question at you, Ganesh.
Yes.
Ganesh, I can hear your breathing. So can you just move your mic? Yes, a
Yeah,
little bit.
this is better. Yeah.
Yes, awesome. Okay. So all those people who are joining right now, if you know Ganesh, and yeah, you done? Yes, good, awesome. Now it's better. Yes. So all of you who know Ganesh personally, you know he is an emotional alchemist. He's an EQ igniter. He runs. He's the CEO and founder of EQ Universe and the co-founder of Beyond You. So much in the space of emotional intelligence. And I know Ganesh, all those people who are trying to join right now, and whoever is going to be part of this interview watching live, most of them are going to be trainers, coach, mentors, self-improvement professionals. So one of the key
Yeah.
question is, how did you finalize emotional intelligence as a subject? Biggest question everybody has in our head is how to find my niche. What will be
Yeah.
my, subject matter expertise? So
Yeah.
why emotional intelligence? And when did you decide yourself to call as emotional alchemist? How did you position? So just take us through that journey of from being a trainer to becoming an emotional alchemist. Yes.
Sure. Thank you so much, Priya, first of all, for having me. And it's a great, great honor and pleasure for me, right? And all the best for your Gold Mage Academy and wishing you to touch millions and millions of people's life, right?
Thank you. Thank
So,
you so
the
much.
way you have been sharing about me, you are also an inspiration for me. The way you have broken a lot of records, right? Went out and stood there, and IITD being a big trainer, and inspiring so many people out there. And because of you, I know how much of transformations have happened in IITD and all those people who have followed your footsteps and
So
made it
kind
big,
of you.
right?
So kind of you to say such
Thank you
big words.
so much.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for having me over here for this particular interview. It's again a great honor. Okay, so the first question, as you asked, emotional alchemist, was it a choice that I made initially in my career? It was definitely not. For me, I was working in Citibank and I wanted to become an entrepreneur. I was keenly looking at many opportunities, I would say. I had put out a list of things which I really love to do, and definitely running a restaurant, having my own company. There were many choices that I had.
I never
And
knew
one of the
this.
choices,
Restaurant was there
yeah,
in the choice.
yeah, still
Okay.
it's there in my list. Yeah,
Okay,
still
now I
I
can
would
understand
love to.
why every now and then the cooking posts are coming right now.
Yes,
Okay. Okay,
absolutely.
awesome.
So
Awesome.
still
Yeah.
have that restaurateur inside of me. Someday it should come out. So one of the choices was training, and initially the choice that I had was motivation, but somewhere it did not connect with me because I feel motivation is something that happens once and then it fades off. So I was thinking of something that I can make a drastic transformation in people, and that's how the word training came into my space. And being in Citibank, I have attended a lot of workshops, and a lot of those workshops had an impact in me. And then I chose, okay, if these workshops could make such a big impact in me, why can't I become a trainer, which will have a longer impact? So when I joined training, I was pretty much new. I had no clue of how the industry worked. Pretty much didn't have the clue of how a training industry, how much should you charge, what kind of programs work, etc. So the way I started off for the first almost 3.5 years, I went and jumped after every single opportunity I got. So I would not look at what is the price they are paying me, what kind of an opportunity it is. Anybody who said training and then here Ganesh, you have a training opportunity, I would just take it up. And it was not a easy journey. It was very difficult. It was challenging. Many a topics was something that I could not connect with, but I would put in so much amount of effort. And every single program, people would appreciate me, acknowledge me. But one thing that I really was keen on is how do I make a transformation in people? So one of the conversations that I would have with every people who I meet in the training fraternity would be is, how can we make lasting transformations in people? And when I had this thought, and then EI came into that space, right? And basically, I had a lot of struggle in my childhood. I had a lot of challenges with respect to emotions. I was not able to emote properly. I was not able to understand emotions. I was not able to express myself.
Truly? Yes.
Yeah. So the whatever you see is again a portion of me. There is another big portion of me. Even today I struggle. Even today I have a lot of challenges with my emotions. So the journey of emotional intelligence started with me, right? All the courses that I've done in this space is only to transform me first. I just go and see how can I make a shift in my life. And as I did that shift in my life, I said, if this can make a difference in my life, how can I make it much more easier for other people? So whatever I learned, whatever I've implemented, I would make it like a very simple module and I would go and deliver it to somebody else so that they can do the transformation. So emotional intelligence started because I needed emotions the most. I needed a lot of work to be done. Still a lot of work needs to be done in my space. I firmly believe that.
I know. They say, right, Ganesh, like most of the trainers, they choose their subject matter expertise as one where they need more help. So that while they help themselves, they can go and help the world. So all those people who have been chasing money and cracked it, teach others how to chase money and win your dreams. People who have been like working on their relationships, learn it, and then they go and teach other people how to meet their relationship. So one more time, I'm hearing a promising answer because I've been told this time and again. In fact, why I chose to get into online entrepreneurship is also same because I want to shine there. And while the process of learning, teaching others. Awesome. Very nice, Ganesh.
Thank you so much.
Okay. This is something very interesting. I always wanted to ask an emotional intelligence guru. Now that you've got, I should definitely ask you this. Do you dream? Do you believe in dreaming, having vision? Like when I say vision, everybody has a vision. But then there is also something in the industry where they say you have to sit and dream for yourself, like how Abdul Kalam said, right? There are a lot of people who have written books after books say that. So how important is this element of dreaming? Have you really done dreaming? Have you really had any visualization in your head? And has that, has it become true for you? And is it worth it? So there are so many related questions lined up with it, but basically, do you believe in dreams and do you dream? Yes.
100%. I am, every step that I'm taking right now is just what I have already dreamed, right? So the way it started off is, way back, I was sitting one day on the rooftop of my house and I was thinking, what is that I want to do, right? So the way it goes is major part of my life, if you know, till about age 13, I don't remember almost 90 to 95% of the things that happened in my life, right? Because I live like a zombie. I was disconnected with emotions. The thing that helped me to come back and live a life, right, bring life into myself is goals, is dreams. That's what really pulled me out of the zombie state that I was and got me out. So I was an NCC, I was a netball player, and those ambitions and goals that I had, now I want to be the senior, I want to be the best netball player, and that is what actually pulled me out, made me more lifeful. Now, second part of me where I was sitting there and I had this conversation with one of my relatives and he was saying that, no, we can't make big changes and all of that. And I was telling him, I want to make big shift and transformations in people's life. And he said, no, stop doing all of this, Ganesh. No, go and look at your life and see how you can make a difference for you, right? Stop dreaming about all these big things. And that day, it was a big pain in mine. And I said, I'm going to make a shift in every single person in this country. I said, when I'm gonna die,
Awesome.
I want every single person in this country to cry for me, right? That such a good person has left this world. So I said, how is this possible, right? Will I be even able to come close to it? So he said, if I make a direct or indirect impact in their life, this is going to happen. But how do I make an impact? Then I said, I will run some orphanages, I will run some schools, I will have some systems where I will help them and all of that. But I said, I don't have money for all of this because I was from a very lower middle class family. So then the thought came in, if I run big businesses and if I make lots of money, I can help them. But I said, I don't have money for that. Then I said, okay, I'll run small businesses which will feed the big business. I said, I don't even have that experience and money for that. I said, okay, if I work in a very big company and I get a lot of experience and I save some money, I can get into entrepreneurship. I said, but if I have to get into some big company, then I have to study in a big premier institute. I said, in order to study for me in a big premier institute, I need to study my undergraduate well. So this was me in my undergraduate, sitting in second year, sitting in top
I'm
of
so
my
glad to know that you
house.
had so much
Yeah.
of clarity during your undergrad. I think at least
Somewhere the
few people who
pain,
are watching can connect with me. We were like completely clueless, dude, in our life, but that way awesome. Yeah, please,
the pain
please,
was
very
so big.
nice.
The pain was so big at that point of time. And in a way, that pain is what really pushed me through. So if you look at, from undergraduate, I went on to one of the best institutes, which is BIM, and I did my MBA. From that to ICICI to Citibank. And that's where in Citibank I knew, right, when I was making good amount of money and I was pretty much very comfortable in sales and I'm still good at sales. But something told me that time is now ready for me to go and jump and start doing the next work. And that's when I was getting ready and I was trying to choose all of that and training came in and it aligned for me. I said, okay, if I get into training, I can make an impact in people's life. And the entire goal was connected through training. I said, okay, this is how maybe I'm going to make the transformation in people's life. And so I got into training and it's been 8 years now, right? So first 3-4 years, as you had mentioned, I was doing every program there. And then I found out emotions is what I need most help and I started going into it. And then last now 4.5 years, I've been doing only training in the space of emotional intelligence. So every step that I've taken in my life, and I believe I'm going to take in my life, is driven by intentions. I would say is driven by dreams and driven by goals, right? And yeah, thankfully God has been so kind, and yeah, it has had challenges. I would not say it has been easy and smooth. But yeah, I've been traveling with the dreams, and dreams is what is really helping me to take that step forward every single day.
Very nice. Very sweet to hear that. Ganesh, you were saying that
Mm.
my life is driven by dreams, goals, and it
Yeah,
made me life
yeah,
full. Let me ask
yeah.
you this. When you started off as a company without any business background, like, because with the way you
Yeah.
said, I assume that people are into regular work in your family. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
some
Yeah.
vegetable vendor is roaming around. Is it disturbing or
No. No.
okay? So you don't hear it, right? Okay, awesome. So
Yeah.
it's just disturbing me then. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So when you said that I started off as small businesses, then training got aligned. Let me ask you
Yeah.
this: how big is this decision of starting your own brand and company? And like in the initial phases, have you ever felt, oh, this is too hard? Am I in the wrong space? I mean, were you ever felt that cat on the wall situation? Like,
Yeah.
should I go back to my job, or this is meant for me? Like, was your journey smooth, or it was really hard and you actually held on yourself to see the success? Because I strongly believe success takes some time. There are few lucky ones. For them, everything is aligned properly and things are in place. But in most of the cases, when we hear an inspiring story, there's always a pain behind. There's always a
Yeah.
struggle behind. There is always some kind of failures behind. So, did you
Correct.
go through those testing moments in your life? And how did you stay put at that moment? Like when you are confused? Because that's the biggest
Yeah.
challenge, isn't it? Yeah.
Correct. Many a times, Priya, many a times I've had this challenge, and I come from a background where nobody in my family is an entrepreneur. My sister started, she's 7 years younger to me, and she has started her entrepreneurship journey maybe 2.5 years now after I did. So in my family, I wouldn't say, even in my close relatives, there's nobody as an entrepreneur. So entrepreneur is something that is pretty new. So even when I started this journey, my father used to ask me, "Why are you doing this? You're so comfortable. You're joint city. You have a long way to go." He was pretty proud about the journey that I've done and the way I was progressing in a corporate career. And it was a dream for them to work a bank like an MNC bank and all of that. So my father was still like, "Why should you do it right now?" I was 28 when I quit Citibank. I put on my papers. I said, I'm going to give out 2 years. That's the thought that I had at that point of time because I was having my home loan, I was having my car loan. I had about 50,000 plus as commitment, and I was married at that point of time. So it was a big deal. And I actually took the step of convincing my wife. I took the step of convincing my in laws, my father and mother, because I believe you can fight the world but not yourself. The same way you can fight the world, but not your family. Right? But because you can go
Awesome.
on every day, put in a lot of effort, but when you come back home, you need someone to tell you that it's okay, you've done good, it'll happen, etc. So fortunately, I did that job very well, and they were supportive. And I gave myself 2 years actually. I said I'm going to give 2 years, 28, maybe 2 years. I will put in a lot of effort. If it works out, great, right? Because I'd saved some kind of money which will take care of my EMIs and commitments for 2 years. And I said if 2 years it doesn't work out, then probably I have to just come back. But after I got into this space, I loved this space so much. I was not making any money for the first year. I made zero, but I enjoyed this space. I loved this space. I was like, no, this is where I should be doing. Right. And that is the feeling that has really helped me to go through all the challenges that I had. Many a times I felt like even it was a shock for me, right? Now, every month I used to receive a salary, and for the rest of my life, I have to make that money. And there's nothing that's going to come to me automatically,
True.
right? That
True.
itself was a very big thought for me to accept and understand that for the rest of my life, I need to work, right? It's like even though I've been great in a company and then done well, but to do some things by yourself. But fortunately for me, I am a person who is a go-getter. I push myself. I don't need someone to tell me what needs to be done. I can't keep myself idle for a long period of time. So what happens is I keep coming up with my new projects. Keep coming up with my own work. But in spite of all of that, there are at least I would say stuck 2-3 times in the training space itself where I felt it's enough. I'm putting so much amount of effort. I'm not getting the results that I want. Even if I put 50% of this in my job, I would have get much more money. I have seen my colleagues, my college mates moving Zoom past, becoming vice presidents, senior vice presidents, and I'm still here, one man solo person trying to make it something in the industry. All that challenges was always there. But what I've understood is since I stood there, was in the same place, putting a lot of effort, not diverting myself, not starting any other businesses. Even though so many opportunities came, I just stood to this one industry and I said, this is what I'm going to be doing. And the more and more deeper I went into this space, this industry gave me so much. It gave me so much. So once I gave my 100%, and took care of the small challenges that were there in the way, this industry has given me so much. I've traveled so much. I've made so much amount of money. I've made a big difference in people's life. I have, as a human being, evolved, transformed myself. Now, if given a choice, if I go back to that space, would I make that call again to stay back or go? I would not leave this. There was a point even I didn't have money, and I had to
Mm-hmm.
make a choice of sell my home, right? So I had this home at Ambattur, and I actually sold that property and took that money, and that's how I could sustain this industry. Otherwise, if I didn't have that property or I didn't sell that at that point of time, I would have actually had to go back to my job. So there are a lot of sacrifices I've done, but I would not regret.
1 second, Ganesh, you
Yeah,
said something really explosive to me, okay?
yeah,
Because selling a
yeah,
house for a business, not an
yeah,
easy deal. It requires
yeah,
a lot of courage. Now, I have gone through this. Personally, tell me whether you've gone through this and how do you handle it? I'm very interested to know how do you handle that. See, when you
yeah,
make some decisions and you're not sure about the outcome, see, that's
yeah,
the grace space, right? See, selling the house is
yeah,
not the thing. After you sell the
yeah.
house and take that investment, will I get result is the biggest $1 billion question that stays in our
Question.
head. So
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes will it not induce some kind of fear within you? Have you faced with that fear and how did you resolve it? Because
Yeah,
confidence is one side. I want to do, I'm
correct.
passionate is another side. But day to
Yeah,
day, when you know that you are actually like pulling out all your savings and investing somewhere without knowing
yeah,
what would be the final outcome, there is
yeah,
this devil sitting inside. Have you seen the movie Fight Club by any chance, Ganesh?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
one guy, everything.
I see it every
So,
day. No, why once in a while?
yeah, so there is an inside fight club that keeps happening within us. What are you
Yeah,
doing? Are you going to make
yeah,
this? Will you get? See, even small things sometimes induce fear inside us. such a big
Yeah.
decision. How did you sustain that fear? That is something
Two
I'm really
things.
interested to know. Yeah.
Yeah, two things has really helped me. One thing I always request all entrepreneurs to do or trainers to do is to test. Right, I find a lot of people when they have a lot of excitement, they just jump into it without doing any test. Right. For example, I've had friends of mine call and say, "I got a very good cook, and you know what? I'm going to start a restaurant." I'm saying, just because you got a cook, you can't start a restaurant, right? I said, no, why not you hire some utensils? Why not you cook from your home itself and then give it to your friends and family and then let them say how it is, right? So just because they got a cook or just because they got a place, just because they are good at one subject. See, again, I feel training industry itself, right? I have lots of friends who are great trainers, but when it comes to marketing, when it comes to sales, they're not the right people, right? Now, in this industry, if you have to survive, you need to have all of the skills. So the best thing for them to do,
True.
which I have been diligently doing in any phase of my 8 years, I do a lot of testing. So even before I get into that space, I do a testing. I get a sample of how am I doing, how am I performing, am I in the right space. For example, if I have to launch a new program, I would not directly go to the market. I would just do it at a very low cost. I would do portions of it to my friends. I would call up if I put up a post. There are a lot of people who are interested to come and do a training, right? So I would just do
Interesting.
a sample of it and then get a feedback of how it is and then from there evolve it. So first and foremost I would say is before I take even before jumping into training, even though I had no clue, I did so many trainings in Citibank and I would get 5 out of 5, right? And it was
Awesome.
not soft skills obviously. So that was an idea of for me to say that this is working, right? So first is to test, and with that test confidence then you can go and invest furthermore, right? Without something that is not working, the more amount of money that you put in, it's going to bleed, right? Your business is not doing well. I just because you put in 50 lakh rupees, there's no guarantee that you're going to do even better than what you were doing earlier. That's number one. The second thing that made to sustain in this space is no, because I'm doing this for myself. Right? Yes, there are a lot of people's transformation is happening. A lot of people are moving forward and all of that. But the main journey, I understood it's for me, right? If I can connect to that, then who's losing if I move away from this space? I am the one who's going to lose the most because I'm not continuing this particular journey, right?
So
So the
nice.
inspiration has not come from looking at outside. I've seen my own life transform. So I said, Ganesh, are you willing to let go of this, right? And the question is a big no. I want to continue this space. I want to keep growing. So I put myself as a center. People might call it a selfish, in other words, but I would call it a self-love, right? If you don't love yourself, if you are not willing to give that to yourself, right, then you cannot expect anybody else to give that to you. So when I put it myself in that space and I said, no, is this transformation or journey important to me? And it has been a big yes. So whenever a big pain comes, I don't brush it away. I don't ignore it. I go deep into it. When I go deep into it, I understand what is the pain about. And the pain is usually comes, and the bigger the pain is, it is after this big pain, there is a transformation that's going to happen in our life. Right? What people do is, let's say this is a spot, and I go and touch here. This spot is something which is causing me so much amount of pain. Usually, people move away from it, or they try to run away from it. And what they're actually doing is not going through what is actually the transformation for them. So every time I've gone through big pains in my life, when I persisted, I fought through it, and I came on the other side. Actually, it has made a huge transformation of me, and that is what I
Awesome.
convert into topics, subjects, and do workshops for people, and then teach what I had gone through. So, yeah, these are the two things I would
That's why
suggest
they
people
say
to.
it's breakthrough, right? Breakthrough
Correct.
and go
Yeah.
inside and see, isn't
Absolutely.
it? So that,
Absolutely.
yeah. So any pain, there is. I mean, I saw your YouTube channel, and there was this video
Yeah.
where there's thousands of kids. I think it's some college, Etiraj College, right?
Correct.
If I'm
Yeah.
not,
Close to
so beautiful
1,500. Yeah.
video. I saw the entire video, highly motivational, and
Thank
I
you.
see that one line you were trying to repeat time and again in that particular presentation is life happens outside your comfort zone.
Yes.
And you very powerfully presented it with lots of evidences, but people are always wanting, see, primal need of life is pleasure. All of us want to live in penthouses. We want to go to,
Absolutely.
foreign trips. You want the best of the best cars. You want your spouse to look good. You want your kid to be the super smart kid. We have an
Yeah.
over idealistic life where we seek comfort. Basically, every human, or I can vouch and say everybody who's watching it right now will agree to this. We all need that
Yeah.
sometimes. But we also say that it happens outside our comfort zone, where if you have to have all this pleasure, you have to actually put yourself in the discomfort space as well. Recently,
Absolutely.
in the last 5 to
Yeah.
6 months, what was the most
Yeah.
uncomfortable thing that you did and which you're struggling? Can you just show some light? Because you said life
Yeah.
happens there, so I want to just know about that.
Definitely, one of the biggest shifts that has happened in the training industry is going online, right? Something that I wanted to do for a long time, and I had done a couple of workshops previously online. But I am a person who would go to all these corporates, and when they talk something about online, it's like, yeah, you can have online for any other subject, but not emotional intelligence. I would say at least this topic you should have it face to face. But after the COVID had come, it became a big blessing for me actually. I've been doing really well during this COVID actually in terms of business. So what happened is I went online and started doing a lot of recording. I did a lot of study. I learned a lot about this online. And then because anything that I try to do, as I said, no, I would test, I
Test.
would see if it is working or not. And then, so in during this COVID, we finished about at least 130 plus people. We trained them on certification program and emotional
Awesome.
intelligence.
Awesome.
Something
Awesome.
that it's an complete online version and something which is completely different from what I've been doing earlier. Now that has been a big transformation for my business and also for the participants, right? So because of this, we have participants from Singapore, UK, Dubai, Sri Lanka, Ghaziabad, no, Mumbai, Hyderabad. So different parts of the country and outside of India, people were part of this workshop. Now, if not for this online, I don't think none of these people would be been part of this workshop. Right? There are people who told me that we are from Delhi. I think she said, Ganesh, I've been following you for like 4 years or something, and I wanted to be part of your workshop. And thankfully, now we have an online workshop. I'm part of it, right? So that is
Awesome.
something which taking my entire online live module and converting it into a setup where I can do it online, putting it into a different format, making it very engaging, right? And even learning about Facebook marketing and getting our product out to these people. This is a big thing that happened. Definitely in terms of relationship, there's been a lot of challenges, right? When you're sitting at home, speaking with your
Tell
spouse
me about it.
and children, yeah, their online
Yeah.
classes and all of
Yes.
that, it
Yeah.
definitely had a lot of roller coaster. A lot of my insecurities popped out. A lot of my vulnerability space popped out. It was very challenging. I went into a space of I do this
I
many
saw
times.
a
No,
poster where you said, enough, let's
mm,
be vulnerable now, let's open up. So I think it comes from this discomfort that you
absolutely.
went through. Awesome, awesome.
All the online
Yes.
webinars that I did, right? I did one on fear and insecurities. It was basically about me. I did on vulnerability. It was again what I went through. Then I did a session on self doubt, again something that I went through. So all that I go through, and I go into assessing myself, what are the challenges that I have, and that is what I do as sessions, right? And I always believe it's not necessary that you have to go past it. It's right. Self doubt is something that's going to be throughout your life. Fear is
True.
going to be throughout your life. It's not like I conquer fear and then I'm going to take a class on it. As I go through fear, as I'm going through the challenges today in my life, and if I can just teach people a couple of steps which I have followed, that is the biggest that we can do for others, right? And yeah, these are some of the biggest
Awesome.
challenges out of comfort zones
In
during
this,
this
yeah, yeah.
COVID.
And
Yeah,
where it landed you in a very good place, isn't it? In fact,
absolutely.
even I
Yeah,
thought, see, Goldmage Academy, as you said, is like quite new. So the
yeah,
baby was born in the month of April in COVID only. So COVID delivered
awesome.
Goldmage Academy, is what I should say. Otherwise, again, I had so many other reasons to delay this engagement for a longer time. And
Mm,
one of the, okay, let me ask you this. You've been
mm.
branding yourself. I've been seeing all your posts. That one picture, I don't know whether you'll be able to, you are sitting in a nice coat and there is this, some kind of an aura, some fire behind you and all. There's like one picture I saw in your Instagram posting, I don't know, with lots of effects,
Okay,
some red, and
okay.
you don't
Yeah, yeah,
recall that
yeah.
picture?
Okay.
Yeah? You
Yeah,
did
yeah, I
that?
do.
Okay, fine.
Red
So
and
who's
white. Yeah, red
behind
and
this?
white.
Yeah, red and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
I've
one
been,
was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, please.
So I've been watching all your posts. I like the way you put your testimonials. I like the way all your pictures, like basically your graphic. I really want to appreciate that. In fact, you are an inspiration for me to work on my graphic. Okay. So every time I just go check 2, 3 people I have. So you're one of those. Okay. Let me see what he has done.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So he's done
Yeah.
this way. Okay, fine. My brand color is yellow. Let me push that to yellow is how I started learning.
Okay.
So I've been Ekalavya to you in learning graphic also. So do you have a
Thank
team
you.
doing it for you, or is it again a one-man show? I'm like really want to know.
No, I don't do any of the designs. There are two. One is an
Oh,
external team that supports me with the big posters, and second is my internal team.
awesome.
So I have both of it. Internal team, Soumya is the one who's been helping me with all these testimonial posters and all of that. So there
Very
are two
nice.
types of work that we do, right? One is something that keeps changing on a regular basis, right? The other one that remains constant. So what the way we have done in our company is the ones that need to go out and most of the people see, we try to spend a lot of money on it and have a budget for it and get it designed by external parties. The one that keeps repeating, like let's say a testimonial post is something that keeps repeating, right? So one way you can go to a fiverr.com or something and do it, or you can go to a Canva and do it. So no,
You have your
fortunately
internal team
Soumya is,
supporting you.
yeah,
Okay,
Soumya,
very
yeah,
nice.
internal team, Soumya
So
is very,
I
very
want to
good at
say they
that.
have been doing a good job. So
Thank
pass
you
this
so
on. They
much.
have been my inspiration too.
And the other one that you said, it's actually an app. The red and yellow one, I will just try to
Ah,
get that app for you. It's just an app, right? I just the photo shoot was already done, and I just used
okay.
that app, and that color effects was there. So
See,
yeah,
for a
all of us
lot of
can do that.
trainers, for a lot of people, see, like me, if you take, I have two, I mean, this company has 2 person. Of course, my husband supports me in a little bit of graphic and everything, but predominantly, even I just work out. So of course, I use Canva, whatever the apps that you said, the same thing. But one of the things for us to position our brand, or when you look back your legacy, you want your posts
Yeah,
also to be, that also creates a huge impact over a period of time when we look
100%.
back. So I like your website. That way you've done a very beautiful job in that space of presenting
Thank
yourself.
you.
You've never compromised on the quality. So that's something nice I wanted to say.
I
Yeah.
always love to work with the best. Right? This is something that I would love to do. See, if I am going to a vendor, I want the vendor to give me an input. I want the vendor to tell me what is good, what's happening to me, right? Because you're paying so much amount of money. If you anyway you're doing it, why not do it with the best of the best people? That's what I always believe in. So if there is a vendor who I'm working with, it could be a website, it could be a poster, it could be a Facebook ad that I'm doing, whatever it is. I want people to give us inputs. Who are those people who can give us inputs? People who are the experts in that particular space,
Awesome.
right? Now, if you
Yeah.
can build a team around you who are experts in that particular space, then there is very less chances of us failing, correct? But if
Awesome.
I'm trying to minimalize on my cost, minimalize on my budget, minimalize on the people who I'm working with, I'm trying to find how we can do it at the less cost. That's something that I don't work with. So what if I can go with the best quality in every aspect of my life, right? For example, I want to give the best product, correct, in terms of training. If I have to give the best product, it cannot come from a minimalistic mind space, right? I'm saying, okay, go with the cheapest of design, go with the cheapest of materials, go with the cheapest of books, right? So everything that I do, this is something that I love to. Even if when I'm buying a car, I go with. It is not about which car I'm buying, but the car that I buy, I go for the highest model in it, right? I'm not saying I go and buy a BMW. Now, I can't afford it right now
I
at this
got
point
you.
of
I
time.
got you. Yes,
So
very
if I get
nice.
an i20, even in that, I would go to the highest of quality as much as possible. If I'm buying an AC for my house, the same way, if I have to give the best for my participants, then how would I do it? So even if I'm giving a paper for them, right, it could be a readout sheet for them, I would not do it in a very normal paper. I would see if I can give a bond paper. Can I give it in a color
Very
paper,
nice.
right? So
Very nice.
that way, when all of these aspects come together and you try to give the best in every aspect, the overall outcome of that also has to be the best, right? So in a way, you can call it about energy, right? The energy that each of this contributes to, right? And
Very nice.
I never usually negotiate with any of my vendors, right? It's like you discuss with them and then we agree on something. I always believe in discussing about rates and everything upfront, even with my clients, all my training clients. I never have any negotiation challenges, right? Usually, right? In the last 8 years, I've never had problem with any of my incoming money. I never had a challenge with negotiation. It's very, very pretty simple. I said, this is what my amount is. And then training companies usually pay me, or I don't choose to work with them. Same way with my vendors, we agree on a certain point and we just then take care of it. So one thing, if I keep negotiating with everyone, then everybody is going to keep negotiating with me.
Very nice. Nicely put.
So
This is something all of us have to hear. Like most of us, that's the biggest blunder people do. Like I have to save costs here so that, see, when you are not ready to put out your energy in a positive way outside and you don't work around with people, same is going to come back to you. It's like what goes around comes
100%.
around. It's like the boomerang
100%.
effect. So very nice. Very
same
nice.
way. So I don't negotiate. And the same way it has happened for me from clients' end also. They don't negotiate with me.
Awesome, awesome. One more question. How did you find collaborations? How did you figure out, like when you say you're an outsider? In fact, for me, I had nobody in the training space. I think for most of the trainers who come inside this industry especially, we don't have any legacy of trainers in the family. It's all like first generation trainers who want to pursue this as a career. Now, when you came inside, how did you establish contacts? How did you trust people for collaboration? In fact, if you have somebody as a partner or you're investing on a vendor, how do you, like build this trust? And when did you decide delegation? Now is the time for delegation. Now is the time for investment. Now is the time for expansion. Like, how did you broaden your perspective and horizon and get there, like to make it happen?
So every step is at different points of time. Like how it's like take a train journey, right? You get on a train. There's certain people who are sitting along with you. You make friends with them. You talk to them. When their station comes, they get down. And the next person comes in, you start having a conversation. Let's assume it's a long journey, right? That's how it is. Even life is the same way, right? You cannot be with the same person throughout your entire life. They keep changing. It keeps evolving. You become a better person over a period of time. So this last 8 years, that's how I have had. For the first 3.5 years, I worked by myself. It was very, very difficult and challenging because I was in Citibank, right? So I was used to comfort. So even if I need some stationery, it would just come. I would just have to say, I will say pen. They will show me 10 pen and say, which one do you want, right? If I ask for any requirement, it would just be in abundance, right? For example, even posters. But right from my journey, I have always been conscious on the resources that I use, the quality of the materials that I use, right? So therefore, from the beginning itself, I had this mentality of working with the right people who had the right intensity, the right consciousness towards the products that they have, right? So when I started off, I used all my external team as my team. For example, I have a printer who still prints it out. And I just have to send it to him. We have an equation. He would just have a one conversation with me. He would understand what it is, print it to me, and then come and deliver it to me at my home, right? From last 8 years, he's been doing it for me, right? So this is, I call it as my
emotional intelligence
external
relationship.
team.
You are in the right space because you're maintaining good relationship with people and getting things done too.
This person was doing the design for me and the printing for me initially. But even designers, right? I evolved from him. I went to another designer, right? Over a bit of time. But I still maintain a relationship with the first person for in terms of printing. Then the second designer, he did the websites for me and all of that. Then at one point of time, he was not able to do. Then I went to the next designer. So I have 3-4 designers over a period of time. It's not like I randomly go. So just 8 years, I've had 3 designers with me, right? So the third designer is there, but still the person who did the first design, the second design are still my friends. I still connect with them. I even recently I was having conversations with him and I was saying, no, why did you give the designing to your team, right? Till the time you were doing it, I was happy. Now you give it to your team members, I've gone to the next one. But that designer still calls me and says, Ganesh, that poster was good. This poster was good. So one of the things that I've done is all these people who had worked externally have become my extended team, kind of a family. I had a very good connection with all these people. That's something that has really helped me. And I'm very, very genuine and supportive in their journey. So whenever these vendors come, I sit and have conversations with them to see how they can improve their business. Right? For example, last week I had my book, a person who prints the book and gives to me, and I had a conversation with him, and he really struggling with his new business and printing and all that. So my conversation with him is how can he improve his business? What are the challenges that he's having? So with my design, I have it. So in a way, because that's something that comes to me very naturally, business. So I have a conversation with all these people. I know them personally. I know what are the challenges that they have. and I see how I can support them in their businesses, right? So what happens is when you really genuinely help them and support them, they give it back 100%. And all my vendors, there are some vendors of mine, right? We would call them and then follow up on the payment. Like, you have not raised the bill yet. Can you do it
Okay,
right
so
now?
I wish
We
to
want to
become
make
a
the
vendor to you then. I want to be
so we
bothered by people to pay me then. Very
Yeah,
nice. Okay, yeah,
literally, one of my vendors is like, sir, for every single company, we have to call them and follow up. You are the only company which calls us and then says you have not raised the bill yet, right? So that's the way we have. We immediately clear off bills
people
for
are
them.
getting excited. So many likes for you. Yeah.
We clear
Okay,
off
yeah.
payments for them on time. Sometimes we even go and do part payment upfront and all of that because I know what is the pain that they are going through, right? And all they
True.
need from us is just taking care of their payments on time. That's if we can do that small bit for them, it makes their life so easy and so comfortable. So if you are able to take care of these vendors, their small requirements, be genuinely interested in their business. It not be a great idea even if you can give them one small tip to improve their business. They feel so much connected to you, right? And see, there could be 100 orders that they get, let's say, but when they do the design work for you, or when they do the printing work for you, right? They
There is
do it
some
from the heart.
special care. Yeah, true.
Yeah, that from the
True.
heart, right? Like how
It's
Anirudh
like
says, right?
how
For
wife gives one laddu specially for the husband. Like you want to,
yes,
this one is for you, kind. Very nice.
I
Okay, yeah.
remember
How
Anirudh
Anirudh
used to
says what?
say.
Yeah, yeah.
He says whenever he does a good tune, he puts it in a separate box called Shiva Karthikeyan, right? He because Shiva Karthikeyan is one of his best friends. Is whenever I have a good tune, I would just put it in that box for him. So same way when we give that, because this is a journey that we cannot do by ourselves. I am very much clear about it, right? This is a journey that now most of trainers are trying to do it by themselves, right? It cannot be done. So if we take that journey and then take all these people, and if we can evolve all of them together along with us as much as we can, and I cannot definitely carry them on my shoulders and run. It might be too difficult, but in small ways, if we do it, they give 100% when they give back. That's what I feel.
Very sweet. Very sweet. Okay. One last interesting question. Being emotional
Yeah,
intelligence, your subject and expertise,
yeah.
have you really come to a space in your life, Ganesh, where you really know what's going on inside? Like, as I said, the inner dialogue is something still so many people have to, it's not about conquering, but at least becoming aware. So you speak about so much
Mm.
of this awareness and everything. So being an entrepreneur, being a business person, being a person working with teams or sometimes alone, have you ever been very self-critical on your productivity? Oh my God, you're wasting time. Have you ever become anxious about, am I doing something useful today? Am I being really productive today? Do you
Yeah.
really relax, or sometimes does your business put you in a shell where you want to work? Because a lot of people who become entrepreneurs, it becomes a lonely sport. They just lock themselves
Yeah.
up. I want to do, and then they don't live a life. So how about your
Yeah.
journey? How are you
So I will
managing
take
it?
this as two questions. One is the question on do I relax, and that's one. And so let me
Yeah.
answer that first.
Okay.
So I struggle to take a break. Yeah, that's the truth. Even during this COVID, I have been jam packed. I had so many programs that was running parallelly. Every day I would have workshops running. So I struggle in taking breaks that because this is something that I love. At the same time, when I do too much, also it's little difficult for me. But yeah, finding that space. Now, as I said, my wife used to keep telling me, right, how do you keep on finding something to do? Right? There's no boss who's there, but how do you keep on something or the other comes up for you? And then because I create something like I can't just be idle, right? That's a challenge, I would say. But it has definitely helped me a lot to keep moving forward, finding something new, and getting connected. So now, recently, have developed this habit of becoming more conscious in taking breaks because I know if I am not at my 100%, I can't deliver value for people. Right? I have to be in that space. I have to be in my zone. When I'm in my zone, my ability to produce results for people is very, very powerful. Right? Especially in the training space, you have to be in that. Right? So these are the ones that really help me to take a break right now. So I've become conscious. Am I doing enough? No, I have a long way to go in taking breaks and spending time with myself. The second question that you asked is awareness, right? About what I've been doing. Uh, my awareness have
Is there a critical
tremendously
voice inside that, hey, you're wasting time,
100%.
you can't relax, hey, just go back to work? So it happens with me these
What?
days. So I really want to ask an
Yeah.
expert, how do you handle it?
Yeah.
Uh,
So, awareness wise, my predominant work in awareness is with respect to my emotions. More than work, more than what work am I doing, my awareness levels are always with the emotion that is keeps running inside of me. I keep aware of what am I feeling at this point of time. How is it, like for example, even the last 2 years, I had certain downs which is so difficult for me, right? Now, what happens in the space of emotions? Initially, when we are working, we only see the surface level problems that we have. We assume that is the biggest problem that we have, but once you resolve the surface level problems, we tend to go more deeper and deeper. So the more you
it's
go
like
deeper
seeing a
into
dry leaf,
yourself,
but then it's because of the
yeah,
dry roots. Okay, you get
correct.
inside, yeah. Yeah.
Correct. So more I started going deeper into me. Some of the challenges are very deep rooted. Some of the challenges are right from my childhood, right? So I would suddenly, as I keep working on it, my emotions would start becoming more heavier, more difficult, and I would not be able to handle it. So, but one thing that has happened is even though I go through these challenges, I am consciously able to bring awareness to what's happening inside of me. How am I feeling right now? Am I feel like eating? Am I feel like talking to people? Do I want to move out? Do I want to walk? Do want to meditate at this point of time? So I bring a lot of awareness when I go
Okay,
through these
sorry to
deep
cut you.
pains.
Do you do meditation
Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah,
regularly?
I
Yes?
very regular, I would say. Yeah, but when I go through
Awesome.
this difficult times, it's very difficult. When I sit through it, it brings more pain. I would say I'm very regular, right? But not every day. Right? It becomes a challenge when I go through deep pain. But yeah, for me, the biggest shifts are through my meditations. That's my even
Awesome.
if I don't do my physical exercise, even if I don't do other things, I cut off. Meditation is something that brings more peace inside of me, right? So when I
Awesome.
bring more awareness to my emotions, I'm able to find answers to why it is happening, where it is starting from, and that again becomes the biggest resource for me in training people through. So
So
this awareness
somewhere
of
all these
me,
learnings are actually coming back to people in form of
100,
answers, you know.
100,
And
every, I believe
whatever you
every
said
step
right
that I've taken.
now, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Whatever you said right now, I relate to your post. Today I was like watching your Instagram to understand you better, and I saw that Rumi's post. The
yeah.
answer to the pain is in the pain, or whatever. You just put a post on
Abs-
that.
the
So
cure for pain is in the
it's
pain.
in the pain,
Absolutely,
huh?
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I believe every step that we have taken in our life is leading to this step. It's not just this recent training and 8 years and that we have done, right? It's every single step that we have taken is leading to the next step, and it's a mystery where we are going and where we are trying to reach. I wouldn't say no. There's 100% crystal clarity. I know exactly where I'm going. Definitely, I have a direction. Definitely, I have a goal, and I to as much as awareness as I have, I'm trying to take steps there. And is it easy? Definitely not. Is it challenging? 100%. But is it exciting? Yes. At the same time, it's very exciting to see that because having a question, I want to be a serial entrepreneur. I want to do so many businesses out there. But would I leave training? Definitely not. Even if I have multiple businesses, I would definitely be on stage and training people and making a transformation for them. So that's something which is there. So with awareness, I'm able to go much more deeper inside of me. The more I'm able to pull out that and work on that, my ability to make a difference in people is becoming much more stronger. So earlier, if I had to take like 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours to crack a person's and understand what the challenges are. Today, even if I just have a conversation for 5 minutes, I'm able to go very deep into them and understand
Mm-hmm.
what is the problem that they have and what is that they're trying to show upfront and what is the problem that they have behind. I'm able to see through it because of working on myself much more deeper.
Very sweet. Very nice. I think a lot of us need to get there because awareness is like a very fancy word these days. Everybody
Yeah,
speaks about it, but then really knowing what's happening inside a person's mind. I think a lot of times we figure out what's happening in your husband's mind, in your spouse's mind, in your kid's mind, but most of the times we are not sure what's happening inside. So figuring out, taking
correct.
time to connect with yourself is the major thing and makes sense. So thank you so
Yeah.
much. I think patiently you answered all my questions along with my interruptions too, but time for rapid fire because it's
Okay.
9:47. So let me shoot
Okay.
some interesting questions to you. So, okay, so one daily routine you cannot skip. What is that? Don't say eating.
Simplest. I would say brushing my teeth. Can I say a bath,
Very
right? Yeah,
important.
brushing my teeth. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say my mobile. Yeah, for me, definitely these days I'm very much connected to mobile phone. So
Okay.
mobile, without mobile, yeah, I don't know, hardly can think of a day which I've not used my mobile and skim
Hey,
through what's
honest, yeah.
happening.
See, love is coming because people are like that these days without phone. True. Very nice. Okay. Rapid fire, you have to choose which one is your first love. So I'm going to give you two options. Which one is your first
Yeah.
love? You got to choose.
Okay.
Training people or being an entrepreneur?
Training people.
Awesome. Cooking or eating?
Cooking.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Music or books?
Oh, that is difficult because both have helped me really big time in my life.
First love.
Okay, because music is much more easier to access, I would say music.
Awesome. Content or delivery? Which is your first love?
Delivery.
Oh,
Because
awesome. Very nice.
content is delivery, it's what creates magic. Yeah.
Very awesome. Do you believe in God?
100%. I believe in supreme energy, consciousness, God,
So the
you can call
answer
it
is
different
yes.
names, light, yes.
Very nice. Okay. Who's that one person you admire the most in your life? Rapid fire, Ganesh.
Okay, sorry. The questions are rapid fire,
I think
answer is
you're
little slow.
you're meditating.
I'm trying to take it from inside and give it to you. Okay.
Okay.
Let me say about training. My biggest inspiration is Tony Robbins.
Okay. But in your personal life, like in your life, if you were to say?
My grandmother.
Oh, awesome. Oh, that's a big twist. Okay. So, granny, very nice. See, all those kids
Yeah.
who are very close to their grandmothers become something great. This is a pattern that I'm seeing. So, any big speaker, they say, I'm so close to my grandmother, or not just speakers, even entrepreneurs. So, that's interesting.
So
Is
we
it
will
easy to
suggest
write
all
a
of them
book?
to get to get closer to the grandmother now. Yeah. Yes. Is it easy to write a book? 100%. If it's from
Yes.
inside, yeah. If it is from inside, I wrote my book in less than 30 days.
Power of emotions.
Yeah, it was in done 30 days, and I only wrote for only in the morning time, like between 4 to 6. That's it.
You know what?
Between
I
four
feel
to
like
six.
Whistle Pordil, like see Chennai Super Kings. I've heard, like,
Correct.
no, personally for me, of course, I haven't still authored a book, but the mere idea gives me jittery feeling. But all those authors, there have been so much of work that's gone inside. So this is
Yeah.
something very encouraging for a person like me to hear. So it could be done in 30 days. Awesome.
Yeah.
Very nice.
The written part was done in 30 days, but the work had happened for maybe
A
6
lifetime, you
years.
can say.
Yeah,
You would
6
have
years
even
at
collected
least.
from your childhood. Yeah.
Yeah, the training space was 6 years, but putting it into paper was 30 days. And I just sat through only 4 to 6. I was very diligent. I would do my meditation, do my work and all of that, and then do it. So, yeah, that way.
Okay. So 3 more minutes to go. So,
Yeah.
okay. So which is the most difficult relationship? Is it the relationship with self, relationship with the loved ones, or relationship with the outside world? Choose one.
Self, always self. If self is taken care, everything else is taken care.
Okay. Yeah, you have to, I think, put your mic a little aside, Ganesh.
Okay, I would say self. If self
Ah.
is taken care, everything else is taken care.
Awesome.
Because we're struggling with self is where the challenge is.
Okay, I think this is going to be an interesting question. If you have to sum up your entire training career in one word, okay, your journey, what will be that word?
Love thyself.
Hey, sweet, yeah. Okay, so your career taught you that. Very nice.
Yes.
Very
Self-love,
nice.
yeah.
Very nice. Okay, what is that one best advice that you've got so far in your life? That's the best advice, if you have to say.
Believe in myself.
The hardest part. Sounds very easy,
Yeah.
but sometimes,
Yeah.
when things goes right, it's easy for us to believe in self. When thing doesn't
Yeah.
go right, that's when It's a best advice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, you were saying something, Ganesh.
Even I would say this is not something that somebody else said to me. I would say this is something that I keep telling myself, right? Just believe in myself, because enough proof is there, enough examples have happened, enough journey has happened. I just have to just believe and keep moving forward, right? And then not doubt our own self and stop ourselves, because who's stopping us? Only ourselves, right? There's nothing really, nobody out there, no business, no environment, no government is really stopping us. The one that is stopping us is our own self, our own mind, right? And if you just believe in what we have already exhibited in our life, at some point of time, we would have definitely shown success. If you just believe it and work on it, it will happen.
What you said right now is super magical, because I think I had to hear it from you today, because those two lines, whatever you said, the proof has been there. Just believe it.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Thank you so much, Ganesh. Okay, one last few words. So many people, Priya and Ganesh, are awesome. A lot of you, I have to thank you, my friends, because watching someone else, see, doing a live is not a big thing. Anybody can do just with just one button. But then I really wanted this message to reach to a lot of people. So I've genuinely invested my time into this. And thank you, Ganesh, because it shows 1.5 minutes only. So before we say a final goodbye, if you have to say one word to our viewers right now, whoever are there on the call, what would you tell them?
Yeah. So thank you so much. I've been very, very fortunate for a lot of people who keep encouraging me, who come to my sessions, wherever I do it, whenever I put up a post. There's so much of love that I receive, and I'm really honored and grateful for being in this space, right? And because of all of you people, it makes my life. This is the motivation. This is what fuels me and makes me to go much more stronger and better. So thank you so much for all the love that you have been giving me throughout this journey. Thank you so much, Priya. I really, really enjoyed this interview. It was very, very, very candid, on the spot, and it brought a lot of things which I wanted to convey to a lot of people. Thank you so much for those beautiful questions that you had.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, every single person who's watching it right now, and all the support. See, I really want to reiterate this point. Watching someone else grow, supporting them on their initiatives shows what kind of a person you are. I love this Oprah Winfrey quote: when people show you who they are, always believe them in the first instance. So thanks for being such wonderful audience, staying patient, believing that something of value would come out of it. So thanks, Ganesh. I can't owe you enough. So my first guest and you, both of you are superstars. So 7 more seconds, we have to say goodbye. So good night, everyone. Live limitless with Priya. Let's continue the journey, and bye-bye.